back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to make another crock pot recipe, and I'm going to do a really delicious spicy pulled pork. And we're going to have this on a ciabatta roll with some homemade coleslaw, and it's just going to be delicious. We might even have some homemade barbecue beans with it. I'm just kind of feeling that summer urge to barbecue, but it's not quite warm enough out there, so we're going to do it in the crock pot. And it's a really easy way to make pulled pork or barbecued pork. We're going to do it on a little different spin. I'm going to put some chipotle peppers in there, and it's going to be delicious. So that being said, I hope it inspires you to stay with me. Maybe go down in the description box below or the show more box and look at my Wild Tree website where I sell all organic, all natural food items, cooking items, and spices, and you can look up recipe ideas, replace them for anything you have in the kitchen if you don't choose to do organic and all natural, or become a rep. Maybe even go visit my Facebook page where the conversation is ramping up every day, and where I post other people's videos as well. So if you've got some suggestions or things that you might like to see me cook, go over there and leave that on my Facebook page and I'll look them over. All right guys, let's go make some beautiful crock pot pulled pork. All right guys, I'm glad you stayed. What I have here is 5 cloves of garlic that I've just really crushed and chopped up very coarsely. I've got 2 packages of, in the store they call these country country ribs and country style, and all it is sliced off of the shoulder roast, and they have a bone in them. Not all of them do, but there's a bone there. Anyway, so you're going to get a little bit of bone here and there, and it makes really a nice way to do pulled pork because you haven't got this giant hunk of meat, even though that's a lot of meat. So we're going to put down what this crock pot will hold, and if there's any left over, I'm going to do them a little bit different way, maybe in the small one. So you can see they're just long strips. This doesn't even have a bone in it. And I'm putting my crock pot on high. I'm going to bring you in closer so you can really see what's going on in the crock pot there, because I know a lot of you like to be up close and personal with what's going on. And I know when I watch other people's videos, I love it when I get that close-up shot. So you're just going to lay this down in the bottom. Now this one has a little bitty bone, and the bone's going to add flavor. You're going to pull those out at the end, and it's no big deal. So this is about 1 of the packages. I'm going to do extra because I'm going to send some back with my husband to his job. And I'm going to save 2 of these to do in my little crock pot. And I'll do them a little different recipe, and I'll bring you along for that one. It'll be a different video. So maybe I'll do this one and pull this big meaty one back out for me. Or, yeah, I think that'll be good. We'll just do these. Okay, because I don't need a lot of pork myself. And then all you do, and this is all I ever do, is I add chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. And the chipotle peppers in adobo sauce are quite spicy by themselves, but once you have that sweet pork that's cooked down with it, it's not as spicy. So let me get something here to get that out of there. And you're just going to shred them up with the pork. So I'm going to put that right down there. Make sure you get all that adobo sauce. It's got a really nice vinegary tang to it. I'm going to fill that little can up, and that is a 7-ounce can, and just pour that over. That's the only liquid that's going in this. That pork will render down its own liquid and become absolutely delicious. And I like to get, when I'm doing pieces of pork like this, get the chipotles down mixed in and around and underneath, kind of layer it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my garlic down. And we'll move that around a little bit too, so it gets a chance to just get in there. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to put the lid on. We're going to put this on high because it's kind of later, I mean it's like noon, and I want this to be done for dinner time, so I'm going to put it on high and let it go. We'll be eating pulled pork sandwiches a little bit later, so I'm going to bring you back when that's all done. That's how easy crock pot cooking is. Now, we could have done this out on the barbecue or the smoker, but it's not that kind of weather yet, so as I said. And so we're putting the lid on, and I'll be back. These are short and easy videos too. I've got this crock out, and as you can see, you have a lot of kind of a fatty liquid here on the top, and we don't need that. I'm gonna ladle that right off of there. I don't want that in my mix. Now that also had a lot of the seasoning, and we did add some liquid. And honest and truly with pork, when you're doing it like this in a crock pot, you don't need to add any liquid at all. It does just fine without it. So we're gonna take about 4 cups of liquid out of here. I don't need any excess. And I just take it down to where I can't really pull any more out without making it kind of difficult. And you can see the color of that. I don't know if you can or not, but it's hot, so I'm gonna put it down. And you just discard that, or you could save it, you know, put it in the fridge and let it get cold and skim that fat off. Because there will be a layer of fat. It won't be a tremendous amount, but there is a layer of fat going on. So, isn't that pretty? It smells phenomenal. I'm really excited about this. So what I want to do is I'm grabbing a pair of tongs here, and I'm going to grab out bone, because you know there was bones in there, and as I see them, I'm going to grab it. And that bone has given up every bit of goodness that it had to give, which is great in anything. The bones give off a lot of flavor. So here's another one, picked clean, and we'll just go through and get all the ones that we feel. And as you can see how tender this meat is, as you're going through here, it's just pulling this meat by itself. Ooh, yum. And this only took, let's see, I put this on, and it was a cold crock pot with cold meat at, what was it, noon today. And it's now 6 o'clock, and it's perfect. So, and as you can see, the chipotle peppers just break up and become one in this. Oh, here's another bone. So you're really just gonna figure out where the bones are. And if there's any meat left on them, go ahead and discard that, but most of them are just slipping perfectly clean. So really and truly, with this much meat, I only had maybe, I'm gonna say 4 to 5 ounces of bone. Where in a big roast, you might have a half a pound of bone. And to me, this would have been a big roast. So I'm pulling that meat. You don't even need to do anything else. I'm going to go ahead and get another ladle because I don't want it too wet. Let's get another ladle full of liquid off of there. First off, that's pretty spicy, and we don't want it so spicy that nobody wants to eat it. So another ladle or 2. If you can get it off there, go ahead. And then we'll go ahead and start pulling this or shredding it. And I like to shred it with a couple forks. Get a couple big forks. Let me make sure you can still see what I want you to see. Yeah. And it's still hot, so it just pulls really easy. And if you feel another bone in there, which I do, I think, pick it out. Yep, there it is. There's one. Get that out of there. And this is so moist and tender. And there you go. You could put this out on a cutting board if you wanted to, but there's really no need. I'm going to do it right here in the crock. It keeps it nice and hot. And there you go. You've got your pulled pork. And what I like to do at this point well, I like to do this every step of the way if I can, is to get a small taste of what the flavor profile is at this point once it's mixed up. Because if I don't know now and I just start adding stuff, I could be adding the wrong element to my dish. So I don't want that. So I just tasted the most tender, juicy, spicy but not too spicy pulled pork. Oh, that's good. So, and I am going to add some sweet. I really think that it'll go better with this profile. I'm gonna add sweet, get 2 more clean forks out because that's how I am. And we're gonna go ahead and add our barbecue sauce. Put the lid back on, it'll stay nice and warm. So if you had gas, this is a great way to serve it. It's super easy. Just get some tongs and put it on your ciabatta roll. Let's see what our rolls are doing. They are browning off nicely, and I'm gonna turn those off actually because they're ready to go. So let me add my barbecue sauce, and you just use your favorite barbecue sauce. You can make your own. A lot of times I do that. This one isn't over the top sweet, but it certainly is a good one. And you can add extra on your sandwich if you'd like, if that's where you're at. Okay, a little bit more. And this one is the one we get at Costco in the 2-pack, and so that was the other thing that said, oh, you know what, we should use some of that. Now, you could not mix it in and just add it on top of your sandwich if that's what you wanted to do. And now one more little bite to make sure I have the right level of sweet and spice. Make sure you can see that, because I'm gonna have to take a bite of a sandwich here in a second. I want to be full before this is over. Oh my. Okay. Perfect. Sweet and spicy, that's what we like. All right, guys, I'll be right back as I'm loading the sandwiches. Okay, final results are almost here. So we're gonna take the lid off this crock pot. I've already shredded my pork, you guys know that. And I'm just gonna add a layer of pulled pork, that barbecue, down right onto my sandwich roll. And depending on your guest, they may or may like it saucier or drier, but this is pretty saucy because we left some of the spicy in there. So, and these are not to be telling your guests that these are not messy, because they are. And then you want a nice cool bit of coleslaw right on the top. Oh, oh my gosh, how's that look? I think that is, how about take that off? I think that is worthy of photography. Hold on a minute, we're gonna get busy. All right, so this is stacked high, absolutely wonderful. I don't know that I can take a bite without destroying this whole thing. I'd rather it be my sandwich. So I think what I'm gonna do is make another sandwich for my husband, or for myself, and I'll let him have this one. I've got my sandwich finally. I just made mine a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna have probably half of this tonight for dinner and half tomorrow for lunch, because I'm not gonna eat that much bread. So, or my husband will eat it. Anyways, so doesn't that look good? Wow. That is absolutely phenomenal. Outstanding. That pork is so tender and juicy, and honestly, I just couldn't ask for a better combination of that sweet and tangy. And that crunchy, delicious ciabatta bread or torta that I have not had in weeks and weeks. So what a treat. Anyways, I hope this inspires you guys to step outside the box you might be in. Maybe try your pulled pork a different way. Everybody's got their own recipe. You can certainly do it a number of ways. And this is just one idea that might get you out of the, oh, I can't because it's not barbecue season yet. Because you can do this in the house. Actually, keep the house a little warmer with the crock pot going. And I can tell you, when we got back from shopping today, it smelled like heaven had come in here and cooked our dinner. Anyways, as always, guys, I hope it inspires you to come back, that you give me a thumbs up if you like this. If you really like it, go ahead and post it on your Facebook page. And most of all, I just hope you come back next time. All right, guys, as always, God bless.